Hi everyone, welcome back to another video in the channel Charles Morse. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel Charles Morse. Please remember to keep your comments just non-offensive. And if you're new to the channel Charles Morse, or if you just clicked on the video and you are not subscribed to the channel Charles Morse, hit the alarm bell to get notified whenever there are uploads to the channel, and let's get into the video. Alright, so, obviously, Donald J. Trump is, basically, I say he's, like, pretty much done for. I say that the 47th President of the United States is going to get, I think in the, like, deep hot water right now. I think with the check and balance system. Alright, and let's just remember that the man has, pretty much abused his power. Yeah, I mean, that part is pretty much clear, so I have to... So, I'm not going to, kid you on that, because that's basically what the truth is here. I mean, he probably, done this for his first term and his second term. So, I mean, it's not... I don't think that his abusing power is anything new. And let's remember, too, that he's also a narcissist. So, yeah. Of course, he's gonna throw his temper tantrum. And, yeah, everybody else would be like, so, what's the temper tantrum? I mean, like, what? I mean, yeah, it's like, it can be a normal day for everybody, and, people are just, narcissists are, how, how they behave. Alright? And, yeah, it can drive people up a wall. So, yeah. And I don't know. But narcissists nowadays doesn't care about themselves. That's, basically what it is, alright? They obviously just don't even, they don't treat people. All they know is treating people like garbage and trash. Basically. And, yeah, I can't say what. I just can't say how stupid that old man is. Alright, this is kind of like, this is just Trump's reality. Alright, and, you gotta be, real here. The guy doesn't even know how to grow up. Yeah, he really does not. Alright? And you know what, narcissists, like I said, they only care about themselves. So, what else do you expect? Alright, I wouldn't expect anything more from Donald J. Trump. All I know, and all I see out of Donald J. Trump is just acting like a selfish, little child. Because that's what narcissists are. I mean, you just, it's, you know, it's been like this in the beginning. I mean, it might not have been noticeable at the beginning of the second term, but ever since Trump came into office all those years ago for his first term, he, uh, he actually starting abusing his war powers. He he became he became a dangerous man. I mean, his war crimes with Iran during his first term, I mean, that was pretty bad. Yeah. And he was impeached like 2 times. And basically he just like was able to get off with everything scot free. So yeah. And you gotta ask yourself, how pathetic does the how pathetic does this man have to be? I'm literally, you know, it just amazes me how much stupidity there is with people, especially with people that don't want to grow up, like get a life, grow up, you know, act your age, and stop being a stupid idiot for, you know, once and actually start getting a grip on reality. Alright? I think that the problem is that Trump is just too delusional. I think he just, I think he just grew up to be this stupid human being that he just made himself turning out to be just that. Yeah, it's pretty much. I think right there, I'm pretty spot on, and actually just admitting, like, just saying the truth on what it actually is, because it's just that way. There are many people or idiot human beings that just don't grow up these days, get a life. Alright, getting a life is just, I guess, just too hard for people that we just don't even care, we don't even bother. Yeah, and, the people who elected Donald J. Trump, I have to say, I'm actually just very ashamed. Basically, you let this clown be president of the United States for a second term. And we all knew that those that voted for Donald Trump in the past, we all knew this guy was eventually going to act like a clown for all of America to actually see. And it's a big embarrassment. It's a big embarrassment. And people have to watch everybody else's favorite president act like a pathetic moron, who obviously just does not, he just doesn't have a way to, he's completely lost his grip with reality. So, yeah. You think that I'm actually right on this? Because, I say I'm pretty spot on with that. Yeah. He obviously knows how to behave like a stupid human being. And it's actually, quite a big embarrassment. Especially for all of the Americans that voted for him. All the MAGA Republicans and the Republicans that voted for him. I think people are starting to probably just really see Trump's real true colors. All right. And you got to remember, too, Trump's always going to be acting like an idiot. So, I just got to say that, for the people that voted for him, I'm just really ashamed here. I'm really ashamed that there are just people that, in this world that make, idiot decisions. And this is what people just do. Yeah. It's just really annoying. It's really annoying. It's really stupid. And I wish that there were people that were saying that, no, we're not voting for this idiot to be president of the United States for a second term, when it already is. You know why? Because it's MAGA Republicans, and Republicans were just, that stupid. They just did not understand the psychological background of what was behind Donald Trump's mind. I mean, it doesn't matter if he was Republican. You could have voted for a Democrat to be the next president of the United States, and you would have had a proper, you would have had a proper leader of the United States. Obviously, the next Democrat that was going against Trump, who was it? Vice President Kamala Harris. Yeah, she was better. She would have been a better choice, a better leader for America. And I don't mean this because she's a Democrat, all right? I know Republicans don't like Democrats being leaders in the United States. I know some of you don't really like the fact that that Barack Obama, a Democrat, was raising taxes and that stuff. I understand. Okay? But you gotta understand too that there are just, people are just, there are just, people that in this world that don't make real good decision making. And that's the problem with a lot of, it's just the problem with people these days. I don't know why people just can't, get a life. And, I just don't know why. There are a lot of people in the United States that just don't, they obviously just, they can't grow up and get a life. So, yeah, so, I just gotta say, for the last time, for Donald Trump to do the crimes that he wanted to do already for his second term, yeah. So, what's the temper tantrum? Have you broke the law so bad this time that now you're going to have to start taking responsibility for your actions and that stuff, and you're throwing your temper tantrum about that you're gonna have to go to live in a prison cell for the rest of your life. Because I would just say, um, yeah, that's pretty sad. You're wanting the future for yourself, and like I said, nobody is going to feel sorry for you. I feel sorry that you became the person that you wanted to become in the first place, but I'm not. I'm not really. You know, I just. I just don't. I just don't think you even realize that people have had enough of your stupidity. That stuff. They don't want. They don't want a stupid leader be in the United States and the White House. And let's just say this. Do you think J.D. Vance would actually be any better as President of the United States? Probably. Probably. I just, yeah, I just I just don't know. I just don't know, man. I just don't know if J.D. Vance is a better option. And if J.D. Vance were to ever be impeached, do you know who would probably next probably become the next president of the United States after J.D. Vance? Probably the treasurer, I would imagine. I don't know. And yeah, I think maybe not just Donald J. Trump, but maybe the whole Republican Party is just, you know, I guess if if I want to say it like this, I guess the whole Republican Party is probably going to be screwed. I think, and Trump probably picked the worst cabinet members. So, I mean, so I just think that, I think that Trump has really done it for America. I think America has become, I think Trump wanted stupid leaders in the United States. I think stupid world Republican leaders that are absolutely just, you know, like, um, they're probably just psychopaths and, maybe they just don't know anything about proper leadership. Yeah, I, I don't know. I just don't know. But this is just, you know, this whole thing is an embarrassment to the United States. And so, yeah, everybody's just going to accept this and say that, okay, we can deal with America's stupidity. Yeah, we're all going to be fine with that and just go with that. We're all going to let um, Trump's pathetic cabinet members take over the job here and just run America into the ground. Because I will just say this. Um, yeah, I say to elect President Donald J. Trump for a second term. I should say, for a second term for the first time after his 4 years of having President Joe Biden just being elected. Now, America is like all of a sudden ready for more stupidity. Alright? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe people just didn't know how stupid Donald J. Trump really was. And you know what? You guys are just finding out the hard way. And finding it out the hard way, you have indeed. So, yeah, you know what? I have to say, you're just really finding it out. You're just finding out the hard way. And, yeah, that's the best way for other people to just learn the lesson. Yeah, it's just, you know, I gotta say, I'm deeply disgusted with people just electing Donald J. Trump to be the President of the United States for a second term. And why this is, I have to say that this is just, it's just really pathetic. It really is. But you wanted this embarrassment and this embarrassing leader to be the next president of the United States, and look what you got. You got just that. So, yeah, I'm ashamed of Americans who have wanted to have this stupid man being elected as President of the United States for a second term. I'm ashamed of those people. I literally, I don't have anything more to say. I don't have anything more to say, you idiots that elected Donald J. Trump to be the next world leader of the United States. Alright? You ultimately, you just wanted to learn the hard way, right? I mean, that's basically what it was. And yeah, just watch everything fall to the ground. Just watch everything just go downhill. And, and we'll just see where it goes from there, right? Right, yeah. People just, they obviously just, I gotta say that I'm just ashamed of everybody that voted for Donald J. Trump. Yep. And it's just, I think it's just sick that America has actually got us to this point already. So, yeah, we're basically, like, you know, I think during his first term, I think he basically put us in, like, chaos. I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think, 2019, when the violent protest was going on, stuff, yeah. And he was like, I am the President of the United States. Yeah, and you know what? I think he was getting ready to abuse his power. Right there. Yeah, and you know what? I think people just didn't realize that hey, this guy is just an absolute, idiot. He's a real stupid class clown. And he's obviously, he's obviously an idiot here. So, yeah. What did you expect? Okay? And like, what did you even expect out of Donald J. Trump? More stupidity? And, more of his, temper tantrums? Yeah. It's obvious to, understand what is going on with, Donald J. Trump's mind. It's very obvious. And you know what? It compelled me to, read that book, The Dangerous Case of Donald J. Trump, because, I wanted to actually just realize I wanted to look what, health, like, doctors and, health officials actually thought about his brain. Because I wanted to find out how stupid this man really was. Alright, there's been a bunch of warnings that people have ignored. Yeah. And you know why it's sad? Well, you just didn't know what was going on with stupid people. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Boss. Oh boy. Well, uh, hmm. Hmm. That's a challenge anyway. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you on the next video.